The appeal of One Piece.
Where to start? Welcome back to
yet another One Piece AMV. Yes, sir. Very, very super excited to jump into this.
It's been
finally got my boy back.
It's been a ton of time.
It's been a while.
It's our first video together this year, bro.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy. It is our first video this year.
I missed out. I know this guy has been binging.
I'm at episode 136 right now of One Piece.
He left me at 30.
So basically, when he comes on our channel, what we're reacting to AMVs.
Yeah. He always updates me though, no lie.
There is a lot of AMVs, but this is the appeal of One Piece, where to start. A lot of you said I had to start this as AMV, I had to start reacting to this. You know, the breathtaking world of One Piece.
We did that.
There was one more.
We did four.
Yeah, there was the other one which was also very good, but they're basically ones you have to start watching if you get into One Piece.
And this is one of them.
Exactly.
Calm.
That's what I'm thinking, because it says where to start.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it is one of those AMVs where they show you what basically One Piece is about and what it's going to deliver.
What's going to happen.
But I know why you're here, so let's just jump straight into reaction, man. Enjoy.
Let's go.
Now, if you do want to check out the full length reaction to all of my One Piece content, do be sure to check out my Patreon, link for that in the description down below. I'm going to leave an image here. What it consists of is the 3 different tiers, right, for tier 1, 2, and 3. So if you are interested in that, do be sure to check that out. If you do enjoy the videos, if you do enjoy the content, be sure to hit that subscribe button under the 20k subscribers. I would really appreciate the support. I really appreciate it. I love every single one of you guys. But let's just jump straight into this reaction, man. Enjoy.
While now, there has been a certain ominous shadow cast across this
I was
channel.
expecting something else.
You see, as a YouTuber, I'm generally known for 4 things. My long, in-depth videos, my love of all things shonen, my utterly flawless spelling, and my absolutely perfect pronunciation of the Japanese language. And the problem with those former two is that at some points it means that I need to do a video on the series of One Piece. Which is fine, I like One Piece quite a lot, in fact. But the issue comes from how insanely long the series is.
It is
currently
long.
residing at 833rd chapter.
It's already at 1,000.
And the staggering breadth of its world, which, according to the One Piece wiki, has currently 866 named characters.
Yep.
I know because I counted, and it took a long time.
Why the hell?
But the thing I love about One Piece characters is all of them are different. There's not one character in One Piece where you're like, oh, they're almost exactly the same. Like 866 characters that are all diverse.
This man's head who wrote this fucking show, crazy creative,
Crazy. It was a woman, by the way. A woman wrote it.
I thought it's a man and his wife. That's what I thought.
Oh, maybe it is. Maybe. But I heard that it was a woman that wrote all of
because
One
I
Piece.
counted, and it took a long time. So how does one talk about such a massive series like One Piece? Well, the answer that I've come to, at least, is the same way that one devours a whale. And that is
the whale.
Piece by piece.
Very true.
Piece.
Fuck no, that's not good.
And so, what we're going to do here today is that rather than go straight
disgust.
into a full-blown why you should watch/read, which, don't worry, we will get to, is to first put out a shorter video covering what I consider some of the broader structural aspects of One Piece, which will then free us up and allow us to take a much deeper dive into the characters and themes later on. So with this in mind, my friends, please sit back, relax, and consider this an entree with the main course still to come. And let's discuss the appeal of One Piece.
Where to start?
Where to start?
Where start? He sounds Irish, bro.
He is
in
Irish.
2006 on the UK television version of Toonami.
Yo, by the way, you know where we were watching at like episode 30 and stuff?
Yeah.
At episode 130, the animation is already better.
They changed it already.
Like you don't even realize it until I saw previous reactions and I saw the animation. I was like, wait, is this?
And it
One
only
Piece?
gets better, right? Like
it gets better. Like
first encountered One Piece
every like
in
20 episodes, I
2006
swear.
on the UK television version of Toonami.
What
and
is
unbeknownst
that?
to me at the time, what I was watching was the infamous 4Kids dub, which would become well known over time for its questionable translation and excessive amounts of
because with the 4Kids. Sanji always smokes a cigarette, right?
Yeah.
Always.
But they
and then
changed
for
it
the
to a
kids, they
lollipop.
replaced it with a lollipop.
That's good.
Obviously, but like they
kids,
also censor a lot of details that should not have been censored.
Oh.
You know, when characters talk to each other, sometimes they say things and then they mistranslate.
I mean, it is a kid version, you know what I mean?
True, but I guess it's understandable, but also like you're missing a lot of plot points. And you're missing a lot
Just
of
wait
things.
until you're older, basically.
It's become
Before you
well known
watch.
over
Or just
time
watch
for
it.
its questionable translation
watch it like
and
a 3-year-old.
excessive amounts of censorship. And even despite these factors, I really came to enjoy the adventures of Nami, Zoro, and of course Luffy.
Facts.
The series had a unique playfulness to it that made it stand
Fucking
out
crazy
from
fight.
other more
Crazy
stoic series
fight.
I'd seen
That was
at
crazy.
this point, like Bleach and Dragon Ball Z. And even in the show's more dramatic moments, there was always a tremendous amount of fun to be had.
Facts.
Of course, as I watched the imaginative pirate adventure on my parents' old TV, what I was completely unaware of was what a world-shattering phenomenon I was actually dealing with.
Facts,
That
nah.
revelation
You see what I'm
would
saying?
only
Then
strike
you
me
started
several
it.
years later.
You see what I'm
when,
saying?
on a trip to Japan, it became obvious what a massive deal One Piece actually was.
Oh, remember when we got this shit in Thailand?
I bought this at Thailand.
Everywhere.
yeah.
Waste of fucking money, bro.
So expensive.
Waste of
Japan,
money.
it
So
became
expensive.
obvious what a massive deal One Piece actually was.
Yep.
Around every corner in every shop seemed to lie another new piece
I mean, the
of
whole,
straw
whole Asia. I feel the whole
merchandise.
Asia though.
Luffy
Bro,
and his ragtag.
Thailand.
We went to
also.
Thailand.
and there was Luffy.
There was
everywhere.
nothing like that.
There was so many. One
Not like
Piece.
Nami, Zoro figures like that.
True, but I mean, One
Luffy
Piece,
figures, yes.
Every single like anime store, there's at least One Piece.
Yeah.
seemed to lie another new piece of
Look at
Straw
those
Hat
figures.
pirate merchandise.
They know
Luffy and his
Sanji.
ragtag
That's
crew
a
were
big ass
everywhere
motherfucker.
on everything.
That's
One Piece
crazy.
branded bread, One Piece
Oh
bath salts,
shit!
The
devil fruit. Did you see that?
everywhere
Yeah, the bread,
on
the purple.
everything. One Piece.
That's crazy.
I thought
Where
it-
did we
all
can
of
get
that.
that?
In Japan.
We
yeah.
didn't see that in Thailand.
It's not Japan, bro.
That's true. That's true. That's fire though.
That's
like,
cool.
Actual,
That's creative as well.
Very
branded
creative.
bread, One Piece bath salts, even entire One Piece branded shops.
Whoa.
It was incredible to see how what I thought was a simple show about pirates utterly dominate the mass consciousness of a single country. The closest thing I could liken it to was the Simpsons mania
Oh.
of early 90s America.
Really?
This was, of course, before I started looking into
So One
things
Piece
like
was bigger
global
than
sales figures and weekly shonen
Simpsons.
rankings.
100%,
And if
bro.
I had,
That's
I
not
would have
even a-
known
there's no
things like the
debate.
fact that One Piece has sold over 400 million units worldwide.
That's crazy.
Making it the third biggest
That's
selling comic
crazy.
in existence.
In existence.
Recently
What is
beating
the
out
first?
Spider-Man for the number 3 spot, leaving only Batman and Superman ahead of it. And even
so
then,
you think that's
in
crazy?
2016,
Batman, Superman, One
sold
Piece.
1,859,956 units, and Superman sold 828,069 units.
So how's Superman first?
No, it's the first year. They're talking about the first year, right?
You could even
No.
roughly double the sales of both series by taking into account all their offshoot titles. And it still wouldn't even come close to the 12 million in sales that One Piece sold that same year.
Yeah,
And where
in a
things
year.
really
Crazy.
start to get
In a
crazy
year.
is that if these trends were to continue and One Piece were to run for another decade, it would nearly certainly surpass Batman in the
100%,
lifetime global
100%.
sales. And if it were to run for another 2 decades, which for Oda's sake I hope doesn't happen, it would surpass even Superman becoming the biggest selling comic in existence.
That would be fucking
No, I'm not
dope,
saying I
bro.
think this.
That would be so dope.
In 5 to 10 years, it would happen.
They talk about 2 decades, bro.
I feel like in 5 to 10 years, One Piece will become
I feel like One Piece,
the highest gross.
there was like a blow up and then it blew up again and I was blowing up even more.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
feel like. It just keeps
It
getting more.
blew up
viral.
very slowly at the start, and then
Yeah.
it blew up even more later on. And now, even now, I feel like it's blowing up more than what it was.
Exactly.
blowing up,
Like,
you
you
know.
can't talk to any anime
So I
fan
feel like
without
in
them
10
knowing,
years, it's gonna blow up even more than what it's blowing up now. You know.
Yeah.
So I feel like
But how did it like blow up? So like the TikTok or some shit blow it up? I
feel like-
know. Because it like kind of blew
you know
up.
when
quick.
anime started blowing up.
Demon Slayer blew up first.
Exactly.
remember?
Anime started as soon as anime started blowing up internationally. One Piece started blowing up as well.
Okay, that's
and I
valid.
feel like as soon as
That's
One Piece
valid.
started blowing up internationally, it was like okay, now it's
Yeah.
basically
Yeah,
reaching
yeah,
the levels that because in Japan it became the third highest right in a year,
Yeah.
third highest selling, and now it's international. So I feel like it could become the first selling.
I think
in
it's
5 to 10
gonna. I
years.
think it's gonna.
Even
100%.
Superman becoming the biggest selling comic in existence.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm
That's
not saying
crazy.
I think this will happen, but it's a hell of a thing to consider.
It
And
is.
so,
it is.
how has a series about a pirate boy made of rubber managed to capture the hearts and minds of so many people?
It's the way it's
worldwide?
written. It's the way it's written.
Well, to put it simply, the primary appeal of One Piece is the simple premise of adventure. And yes, that is also
Very
the core
true.
concept of countless other shonen series, but nothing really captures the same sense
What
of
the
scale and exploration. as the
don't
world of
question it, bro.
pirates.
Don't question
Our
it.
hero on this voyage is the energetic young
Luffy.
pirate Monkey D. Luffy. Luffy is a simple character with a simple goal: to find the mysterious treasure only known as One Piece, and in doing so, become king of the pirates. This was Luffy's primary motivator from chapter 1 and remains so in chapter 834. And this keeps Luffy's journey along the one distinct path, which is a concept surprisingly unique to One Piece.
The live action is also coming out soon, bro.
Oh yeah, and where I'm now, Nami is busy creating the world map. Like her, because Nami's dream is to create the world map because she's a navigator. Yeah. So basically, she started drawing stuff now.
That's so dope. Wow, so like they're all doing this like different goals in the same journey. That's dope.
That's what I love about One Piece's crew, the Straw Hat crew.
Unique to One Piece. In most other shonen series, our heroes will go on several different large adventures throughout the course of its run, and these are what make up the arcs. But in One Piece's case, it's always the same journey along the same path, to the point that you can actually chart Luffy's route out on a physical map.
That's
and
crazy.
The sub-arcs come from the various different islands or landmasses the crew encounters along the way.
No, okay, so I want to tell you, I don't want to like spoil anything, but we just had I just watched the biggest arc so far of One Piece.
The biggest arc?
Well, one of the biggest, right? Because I'm only at episode 130, so to me it was the biggest arc. It was like 40 episodes
of one island.
One island.
That's dope.
And it was basically about them trying to stop a certain person, and they stopped that certain person, and then after stopping the certain person, they had to stop a war going on. So this crazy shit was going down where I am now. But where I am now, they saved.
And the sub-arcs come from the various different islands or land masses the crew encounters along the way. This works particularly well as it makes the core story of One Piece very easy to understand, while also allowing for a massive amount of variety in the series sub-arcs. Some can be very simple, like the Barty arc, in which the Straw Hats visit a famous sailing restaurant in order to recruit a chef. Or very complicated, like the Dress Rosa arc.
So that was the first arc. Or not the first arc, but one of the first arc was when they got Sanji, which is a cook. And they
you told me.
Yeah,
Sanji,
they went to the cooking restaurant, the floating cooking restaurant, which is actually a ship. And that was the first arc where they got Sanji.
Restaurant in order to recruit a chef.
I didn't know that was an arc.
Or very complicated, like the Dress Rosa arc, in which the crew must untangle a web of political intrigue and face down a vicious and tyrannical false king. And because of how the arcs are structured with literal massive quantities of ocean between them, there's no real limit to the kind of stories
and then you
One
switch
Piece
and
can
you
tell.
see it better.
They start off fairly villain of the week.
Like this was the start. This was
most enemies being pirate captains. But as we move on, we see the Straw Hats involved in government conspiracies, abducted by massive haunted ghost ships, springing jailbreaks, and even being at the center of large-scale global conflicts. And throughout the entire adventure, there's this real, genuine sense of time and progress. When Luffy sets out on his journey to Usha Village, he has little more to his name than a wooden dinghy and his straw hat. And now, 20 years later, he's an infamous pirate warlord, the world-famous captain of one of the most renowned pirate crews in all of existence.
I'll never see Luffy in the tux, bro.
Of whom include a master samurai, a technologically advanced pantsless cyborg, and even an undead violinist with a awful, amazing sense of humor. One of the core joys of One Piece is watching Luffy slowly descend in status and build his crew as each new battle propels him.
Holy shit, they got a flip skeleton, bro.
With the Luffy and Zoro got wanted posters. I think Zoro is 50 million Betty, and Luffy is 100 million.
I remember that. Right now. And then they said that's like nothing.
Luffy slowly
that's where I'm right now. He has 100 million.
And build his crew as each new battle propels him closer to his dream, while also increasing his notoriety.
That's crazy.
It's not every story you could accuse of moving quickly, but it is always moving. And I think it's only when you look back that you see how far Luffy's crew
who's that with the
Nami? Of course, the success.
What you mean that's Nami?
Nami, bro.
Look. Hey, Nami didn't usually have that.
That's not. And this is Nico Robin. She just joined.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know Nami got some
Nami gets
packing.
Nami literally.
Nami packing.
We went to the Alabaster Kingdom and she.
Bro, I remember.
Flash, Luffy, and him.
Huh?
Yeah. Flash, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, everyone.
Bro, what did they say?
The girl was like, the other girl was with Nami. Was like, why you do that? And she was like, why not? She just laughed about it. So I would definitely want to join this crew right here, boy.
What is Zoro and Luffy?
Nosebleeds.
All of them.
Look back, you see how far Luffy and his crew have actually come.
Nosebleeds
of
are the biggest, bro.
The success of the adventure series is largely dependent on the world the adventure takes place in, and this is another area where the series shines.
Bro. This anime
One
right
Piece's
here.
world, to put it simply, is the largest, most intricately detailed and well thought out of any of the long-running shonen series, which may not be obvious from the offbeat cartoonish designs of Oda's artwork, but make Make no
Dope.
mistake,
Fire.
this is a world of layers with its own government, economy, cultural and racial divides, with many, many different factions, all of
Very
whom have
true.
their own philosophies and motivations. While Luffy
That
and his
gave me
crew
Death
are
Note
often
vibes.
at the center or at least involved in large-scale
Nico
global
Robin.
incidents,
She's
the world
fresh,
also
bro.
progresses
Very good.
Very
entirely
pretty.
separate to them. Major plot incidents completely separate from the Straw Hats are common,
That's
and
the
when
Luffy's brother.
Yeah, you know what's also crazy?
really
Luffy,
separate
what?
to
Yeah,
them.
Ace.
Major
Remember
plot
what I told you?
incidents
Luffy has a
complete-
brother. That's him, Ace. He has a tattoo here, Ace, and that's an S, and he scratched it out and made Ace.
But remember when? Oh, okay, I get it. Because we don't really know of Luffy's parents. Do
Nothing.
We? That's what I'm
Right,
saying.
where I'm now, episode 130. I only know that he has a brother.
Yeah, we don't even know if he has.
By
a
the way,
sister, they
you
don't.
guys saying stop spoiling him. He doesn't care.
No,
okay?
because I'm catching up with him.
Yeah,
you know?
he doesn't care that I'm
Yeah.
spoiling him about like this minor stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm like taking it too
No,
far.
no, bro. I wanna like
Exactly.
get up to date with
Because
you.
I saw a lot of people when I do MVs with you, it's like, why are you spoiling your brother like that? Why are you spoiling? He's like, because if I don't tell him what's going on,
Then
he's
I'm not
like,
gonna know
he's
what's
not
going
gonna
on.
like the hype, you know?
Yeah.
The world also progresses entirely separate to them. Major plot incidents completely separate from the Straw Hats are common, and when they
Very
do
true,
occur,
very
they
true.
reverberate throughout the
That's
world on such a
crazy.
scale that it drastically affects the lives of every character.
I don't know if you want to
The
know
fuck
this.
was that?
Do you want to know
What's that?
Ace's power?
Yes,
Like his devil fruit power. He's
Did he
fire.
also have a devil fruit?
Yeah, he has fire.
Oh, that's cooler than Luffy. Oh,
They
It is. That's
reverberate
much
throughout
cooler.
the
That's
world on
much
such a
cooler.
scale that it
The way Luffy
drastically
uses
affects the
his
lives
power
of
is
every
more
character
better, yeah,
in
yeah.
it.
Okay,
Such as Porticus D. Ace's showdown with Blackbeard that resulted in the Great Summit War.
Oh, this
It
is
always
the shit
feels
they
like there's a
stop.
larger picture in
This
One
is the
Piece.
shit you saw.
And depending
No,
on the
no,
global political climate of the time, Luffy and the Straw Hats' allies and enemies can switch from
Buggy.
arc
Is that
to arc,
Buggy?
giving the world this intriguing,
That's
ever-changing
Buggy like Luffy
dynamic.
later on, bro.
And so One Piece's
It's
world
crazy, 'cause
succeeds
he wants
on
to
a
kill him
grand
in all that
scale.
nonsense, but he can't.
But what may be even more impressive is the characters that Oda has filled it with. What at first can seem like a
Oda is the person who wrote One Piece.
The writer,
Oda,
the writer. Do you know what's also crazy when they talked about the sales? Batman and Superman, do they have like an anime?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
And
comics.
most people watch the
Yeah,
anime, right?
exactly.
Or what's the like? do more
they
people
have,
read
like,
the manga?
animation. Like Batman and Superman have animation
But
shows.
do more people read mangas of One Piece or watch the show? I feel like most
I
people
feel like watch the show.
That's what I also
watch
think.
the
Yeah.
show, yeah.
and more impressive is the characters that Oda has filled. Can
crazy
through
shit.
Oda's storytelling become a portrait of life at its cruelest and most tragic. And this information is often delivered through weighty flashback stories, in which we're taken
a
through the
lot
key
of
moments of a
flashbacks.
character's life. And while a badly used flashback can utterly kill the momentum of a series, Oda uses them in such a way to give his characters weight, grounding, and motivation that
Very
otherwise
true, because
you need to
you
get-
watch a character, right? And then you're like, okay, that's cool. As soon as you see a backstory of that
Why
character,
is like
you like
that? It's
you,
way
you
better.
get connected way more to that
It's
character
way
because
better.
like what they've been through. You're like, okay, I understand
It's
why
very
they're
good
like
narrating,
this.
yeah.
Exactly.
Oda uses them in such a way to give his characters weight, grounding, and motivation that otherwise just wouldn't be possible. Like, seriously, you see this dumb-looking idiot in a diaper? This
Facts.
is Senor Pink, and this guy has a backstory that is absolutely heartbreaking. And upon hearing it, it completely changes everything about how you see him. Moving swiftly
Very
along.
true.
Actually, no, wait.
So you
no,
know him?
No.
I know some of you out there don't believe me, so we're gonna prove it. Let's do this.
Okay, let's
Senor
see.
Pink started out his adult life as a member of the brutal Don Quixote crime family,
Don
where his
Quixote.
days were frequently
Oh,
filled
shit.
with criminal activity and brutal violence. Until one day, in the pouring rain, he met a woman who he immediately fell in love with. They got married, had a child, and for a while at least, everything was perfect.
I already see where this is going.
Except
right?
that Pink was still involved in the Don Quixote family, which he hid from his wife for fear that she might leave him. One day he's called away on a secret mission and disappears for an entire week, and upon returning, discovers that the day he left, his precious son had passed away, and now his wife, furious and heartbroken, demands an explanation, and he tells her everything, at which point she demands he stay away from her, rushes from the home in the pouring rain, before getting into an accident that leaves her in a vegetative state. Pink, devastated by the events, visits her every day in hospital, until one day, on a whim, puts on a bonnet reminiscent of their son in an attempt to entertain her, and miraculously, she cracks a small, delicate smile. And so, for the sake of seeing his wife smile, he continues to dress more and more elaborately, even enduring the ridicule of everyone around him. Years later, his wife too has passed, but he still dresses this way out of remembrance for her and of his beloved son.
This One
So,
Piece, man,
one of the
bro.
silliest
That's
looking
One
characters
Piece.
in One Piece, actually has legitimate character motivation for dressing this way.
That's so
and in
dope.
justifying this, he becomes an actual grounded, tangible character. What really
There's
gets
so
me
much
here
fucking
is that this
storyline,
is
bro.
one.
The thing is, like,
There's so much story. There's
You meet
so
a
much
character in One
story.
Piece, and you're like, who's this?
That was the craziest part.
Who's this weird looking ass motherfucker? Right? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
5 episodes later, you're like, oh, I love that character.
But it's crazy
One of
that
my
the
favorite
writer
characters.
has to fucking think about all this shit.
That's crazy.
Oh my
I don't know if it's
gosh,
one
bro.
person thinking about all of this, or she obviously has to have a crew.
Yeah, but still,
Because there's no
one
way
main-
One Piece is this big and you're
Yeah.
one person doing
Yeah,
it.
there's no
Grounded,
way.
tangible character. What really gets me here is that this is one tiny, inconsequential character in
Exactly.
One Piece's world. And yet still, Oda manages to imbue him with a sense of depth and grounding many writers fail to give even their main protagonists. And that's to say
Facts.
nothing of the amazing job Oda's done in establishing the main major heroes and villains of One
But we
Piece's
don't know
story.
too much about
Having
Luffy
so
yet,
many
though.
characters
No.
with such fleshed out
Which is
histories and
crazy.
motivation is the primary factor that makes One Piece's worlds feel so vivid and alive, and makes each individual character feel like a true story in their own right. The last thing I'd like to talk about with One Piece is also one of its least tangible elements, and that is the creativity and imagination that's gone into
Man's
it.
gone to
yeah.
charts.
There's always a sense that when
Does
If
he
we-
learn his brother's fucking power or some shit?
If we talk about creativity in One Piece,
Nah,
it's too much.
it's too much.
The creativity that gone into One Piece is the creativity that I will experience my entire life. Basically.
and that is the creativity and imagination that's gone into it. There's always a sense that when reading One Piece,
That's
Oda
Chopper, by the
himself
way.
is enjoying the
He's the
world
doctor.
and characters more than anyone.
He's the cutest character
It can be
in
seen
One
in
Piece.
the new and creative ways Luffy uses his at first seemingly limited power. It can be seen in the bizarre visual design of many of the world's inhabitants and the camaraderie that takes place between the Straw Hats, and even in
eats
the
so much.
ever-evolving, unique structure of Oda's story arcs. He always seems like an author not striving to hit a deadline, but an artist creating a world and story distinctly of his own vision. This is something we're going to dig a lot deeper into in a future video, but for now, just trust me, simply no one writes a story like Ichiro Oda. So with all that in mind,
Ichiro
where
Oda.
should you start? Well, the obvious answer is page 1, chapter 1.
Facts.
The manga is for the most part a fantastic read, but I understand people's reluctance to get into it given its insane length.
Very
and
true.
the anime comes with many of its own issues too, such as a weak production run and masses of filler. But if you're curious to know if One Piece really is for you or not, or even if you just want to dip your toe in, allow me to present a different option, and that is the fantastic One Piece Movie 6, Baron Amatsuri and the Secret Islands. Directed by Mamoru Hosoda of the Digimon movie The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars,
That's a dope
the movie
anime.
encapsulates
The middle one
in a
is so
digestible
dope.
90 minutes everything that makes One Piece as a series so much fun, on top of having some absolutely gorgeous animation and character designs, and one of the darkest and hardest right turns I've seen in any film for a while. It requires basically no prior knowledge of One Piece or its world to enjoy, and I think even if you have zero interest in One Piece, seeing one of Japan's most talented directors put his own unique spin on the world of pirates is absolutely worth checking out.
I'm finna watch this.
Guys, that's
then.
going to do it for my
You can
intro
watch
into
that,
One
yeah.
Piece, and there
Or-
is still a
Dude, that's dope.
Or we can
though.
watch it together.
Yeah, we can watch it. Let's
can watch
go.
it
ton
for my
more we
Patreon.
need to talk about.
Oh, yeah, let's do
the
that then.
characters, their themes, Oda's unique visual aesthetic,
Unless,
and what
it's obviously up to you guys. Should I watch the movie? Is it gonna spoil anything? If not, I'll
I mean,
definitely
he
watch it
just
with
said,
him.
nah, it doesn't. But
Yeah, but like maybe it like spoils N plus
Small
for
stuff,
One Piece of
yeah.
the series, you know.
what cursed fruit he ate in order to actually be able to constantly produce a manga of such quality. And we shall in a full-blown why you should watch / read
Those
One
anime
Piece
looks
coming
so
later
good.
this year. But I hope this
Compared to
video
the
at the
start.
very least has given you a foothold with which to get started.
Look how
And
good it
also,
gets,
as some
though.
of you are aware, I recently started a Patreon. So if you enjoy this
Hey,
channel and would like to
I
see
also
your
got a
name listed with
Patreon,
all these
baby. Check that
beautiful
out. Link in
people
the
right
description
here,
down below.
consider heading over to
This is the end,
Patreon.
right?
yeah. Do you know what's crazy? The writer doesn't get bored of his own story.
That's
Like, he doesn't quit and do something
But the thing
else.
is, right? Every single day I wake up, I'm not like, oh, I gotta react to One Piece now. Another 3 episodes. I'm like, yes, I get to react to One Piece another 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Because it's like you watch One Piece and you finish watching the 3 episodes and you're like, oh, I gotta react to another
Gotta
3
watch
episodes.
more.
But then it's like, no, I have to max it to 3 episodes a day, otherwise it gets too much.
Too much.
So yeah, One Piece.
And plus,
is
when
that
you're at the
series.
end, you're gonna be like, damn,
I want more.
it's over now.
I want more. So yeah, One Piece is that series where like you start watching and you can't stop. But yes, should I watch, what is it, movie 6, right?
Movie 6.
One Piece with movie 6.
6.
Should I watch movie 6 with him for the Patreon? I would definitely do that. It sounds,
I would enjoy that
it
too.
looked very fun.
And then I
looked
can
like a very
catch
good
up
thing.
low key.
Anyway, so do say, should we react to the One Piece movie with him? I would definitely want to do that, because of course we can't watch the One Piece together, because every day I have to react to episodes and we can't see each other every day. But yes, I would love to do that. But now that we've reached the end of the video, if you guys did enjoy this reaction, be sure to hit that like button. So I know you guys want to react some more One Piece. Now, if you do have any more One Piece AMVs you want me to react to, I would appreciate that. Link for that, not link for that, but comment that in the comment section down below. I would appreciate that very much. Rightfully, guys, sign off.
Peace and baby.